now, please welcome to the blue corner from Montenegro, Blazo Nikolic!
Blazo Nikolic, 24 years of age. The numbers are 3-0 in MMA, making his FNC debut tonight. Highly touted Montenegrin prospect. Finishing comes naturally to him. He's a solid wrestler, always very active, throwing ground and pound like there's no tomorrow, but he relies on the kickboxing. Showed good skills in his last bout with some punishing elbows and punches. Tonight, his FNC debut, but his previous shows. There was 3 first-round wins, 2 against more experienced fighters, Kolarski, who we've just seen, and Kostic from MMA Club, promoted in Montenegro. This club has produced a lot of young promising talent. When he debuted against Kolarski, it was a short call, but he did very well to turn up and perform.
And now please welcome to the red corner from Slovenia, Dino Suljkanovic!
Dino Suljkanovic, young Slovenian talent, early days in his career, but so far has proven to be solid everywhere. Competitive over 15 minutes, and I say that because to date, the finishes have eluded him. Winner of Armageddon 4 tournament, the lightweight division against Luka Seranja, in one of the best fights in the history of FNC. Interestingly, he was the underdog in that matchup. Strong right hand, heavy hitter, very durable fighter, great cardio, indestructible spirit. What's not to like?
You gotta love it. He brings a really compelling striking style, very creative, lots of combinations, lots of movements on the feet. I think also he's refined his ability to use his takedown defense and keep it in that domain. So this may be a case where he has to pay attention to the wrestling against Nikolic tonight and maybe look for body shots, do a couple of different things to make sure he stays in the upright and in the perpendicular.
Suljkanovic, what's your view there, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at this, I think it's a 4-fight bet versus a 6-fight bet. Both guys undefeated in the pro ranks. There's a lot on the line here. They both fought in FNC. That was at the amateur level. Now it's to come up to the pro ranks and say, hey, this is my domain. I've seen Nikolic as well quite a bit. He's got a really strong amateur background over the years. He's a tenacious guy. Very much, again, an improved understanding of when to deploy the wrestling chops and when to leverage positions, especially as tall as he is, right? He's going to have reach in this matchup, yet in the wrestling, he's going to have leverage, and that could be huge. As tall as he is for the weight class, he could easily go up to welterweight in the future.
So Slovenia takes on Montenegro. The lightweight division at under 70 keys pitches Dino Suljkanovic against Blazo Nikolic. 3 rounds of FNC MMA.
Suljkanovic! And this MMA rules bout takes place in the minus 70 kilogram lightweight division. This bout will be contested over 3 5-minute rounds. Your referee in charge when the action gets underway, Mr. Ilya Lucic. And so introducing to you firstly in the blue corner, at yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 70.2 kilos, age 24, standing at 185 centimeters tall. He brings a perfect record with him, 3 fights and 3 wins, representing Prometje Gym from Montenegro. Welcome, Blazo Nikolic! And opposing him on the other side of the cage, he's fighting out of the red corner. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 70.5 kilos, aged also at 24 years old, standing at 177 centimeters tall. He also brings an undefeated record, 2 fights with 2 wins, representing Free Fighters Gym from Slovenia, Dino Suljkanovic! And fighters to the center, please, for your final instructions.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Fight clean, listen to my commands at all times, keep yourself protected. Touch gloves, step back.
So the lightweight division. Referee's instructions have been given. Those are the numbers. If you want to look at the phytometrics, as it were. Fighting red. Suljkanovic, fighting blue. Nikolic. So far, the engagement has been tentative, but already we're seeing Nikolic start to land the heavier shots here. And he looks just a little bit more focused. Fighting southpaw, throwing a curve, open stance match up here. But Nikolic just a little bit more focused about the shots, and he's just got enough heat on them to keep Suljkanovic moving around the cage. Off-putting, causing a few problems for Suljkanovic. He hasn't quite got the range here. Height advantage, apparently.
Yeah, that's the first question. Does Suljkanovic actually go and potentially press the takedown? Or does Nikolic press the takedown? Both guys could do it. In my view, you know, taking a look at this one, it'd probably Nikolic, who has the better stand-up and the swap-up on the open stance matchup. He's really, really, really good at switch hitting, so he'll probably keep it standing.
So not a lot to report. Nikolic pressed up against the wire, trying to defend. An awful lot of work, apart from the pressure. Ooh, that was a lovely transition. Down for the double leg takedown, over and under. He goes, and on the mat. And, Nikolic having to defend now. He's got to crank on with the guillotine. He's going to throw the legs up. Has he got enough here? Is the purchase there? He'd be foolish to give this up if he thinks he has, and he has. And life just a little bit uncomfortable for Nikolic.
It's interesting, Nikolic pressed the takedown, and I didn't know what was going to happen. There was a lot of testing on the feet early, and you could see the open stance matchup was starting to kind of bubble, but we really didn't get to see much. There's lots of upper body feints, some fakes, some different looks. Nikolic then proceedingly did go for the takedown off the fence, dropping down, changing levels. Suljkanovic, I think, is quite good. He is, again, he's got a game, as we mentioned in the walkout, that's built around being able to stand up. But you can see how Nikolic is prepared for this. He fought the guillotine. He forced that into a potential scramble situation. Then he kind of tucked him behind the back there and pulled him away from the fence. And you can see him even trying to turn this, which will prevent the cage walk.
So trying to get a good top position here, maneuvering. Meanwhile, taking that heel kick consistently into the floating rib. But Nikolic, that height advantage really working for him here. Able to spread, push his body up, use that leverage to be a real nuisance here for Suljkanovic.
And this is the leverage that we were talking about. Again, his size. People look at that and they think reach. It actually translates on the ground, especially when you're trying to pass guard like this. Now, it's going to be tough to do. You could see him trying to move away from the fence and then potentially open up an easier angle. Conversely, Suljkanovic, I think, is also quite wary of being able to get that knee shield in or do something to open up the space and relieve the pressure from the upper body control then to cage walk, right? Or even this, right? Attack a leg, expose a leg, scramble and stand.
Well, both in the upright and attritional almost the engagement here. No real purchase from either player. Well, that round has shot by. Under half a minute left. We're on the 10-second clapper. It's been a game of cat and mouse and an interesting duel here. Has someone got the confidence to open up? Good connection there from Nikolic. Well, interesting round, Chris.
Very interesting. Even those two punches there landed by Nikolic, I think, were just enough to edge it in his favor. He got the takedown. Nothing really came from it. He wasn't able to pass guard. I was impressed with Suljkanovic's ability to nullify those positions. I mean, let's not forget, these are two undefeated records on the line here. A bit of caution in the first 5 minutes wasn't necessarily unexpected.
Yeah, if you were to hazard a guess, points-wise, where would we see this round having gone?
Yeah, 10-9 Nikolic.
Well, we might get a little taste of the magic that has been before. Opened up with some good striking shots. Good connections there from Nikolic. And he really pressurized Suljkanovic with the strikes. Suljkanovic with that attempt at the guillotine, but didn't pay off. We go to 2 and we'll see who now can start to bring the heat and take control. We've got the first round in favor of Nikolic. He's got the height advantage. We see that when they go to ground, and we see it in the upright here. Has he got the reach with that southpaw stance to be a real nuisance and cause problems for Suljkanovic?
The thing is, we often see Suljkanovic choose to either stand orthodox and dominate from that position or go southpaw and dominate. He loves an open stance matchup, but he wasn't quite able to work much in the first round, so see if he can do something here. You see what I mean? He swaps all the time. He's a good switch hitter, but he's taking on a southpaw, right? So likely will be orthodox.
Well, a little mistake there, and this time Suljkanovic presses the issue. Goes round the outside for a little bit of a sweep. Doesn't pay off. Up on the wire, it's going to be attritional there, I think.
Suljkanovic had to dig hard with that right underhook. He couldn't get it, Will. As tight as the body control was on the right side, you could see how flush almost Nikolic was to the chest. Those chest-to-chest positions, once you lock up, you got to dominate. That's what got him this takedown.
Can he dominate from the top here, Nikolic? He's a wiry, difficult customer to deal with, Suljkanovic. Suljkanovic now. Has he got enough crank on this? This is interesting, isn't it, Chris? He's had to give it up, but he drops. There's a reason for that. Oh, he's got the crank on, and that's nice. Well, the perfunctory punches not doing anything here, and Suljkanovic going to have to work a little bit harder. Oh, now he's got a real crank there.
He's going to go Darce choke here, Will. That's a lovely, lovely bite he's got in the neck. You just got to stay with it. You got to drop and get the angle. There's a bunch of ways to finish it. Just don't release that figure 4. Right. Oh.
Well, with that lock on, he's gone north-south. Just holding on there. I think we could see a finish here. We've got just under 3 minutes left. Shifting weight, shifting position, really trying to get more and more leverage there. Great defensive work from Suljkanovic. He's still in the game here, and he's out. What escapology was that? Houdini-esque.
It was unbelievable. He was in jeopardy of a north-south position, and you have to really sink down to the canvas to finish that choke. He found a bit of space and actually did the old wrestler's roll to reverse position. It was unbelievable. And now back attack.
So Suljkanovic now has reversed that momentum in his favor. A little bit of a Kimura action going on there, but just to try and spoil the nuisance that is Nikolic in this position. Well, trying to free that right arm up to get a crank, goes for the guillotine. And it's interesting, he throws up the legs in this position. It doesn't look like he's got crank on there, but he's determined to try and make something of it. And the second's ticking away in this, the second. This is a real attritional, the first of the attritional bouts that we've seen tonight here, Chris.
Yeah, how many reversals of position? The cage has been a major blocking factor here because both guys have used it to either prevent the back take or force, as you saw with the concession of the guard, the regard, and giving up on the guillotine. It's been a major, major issue for both players. Even the pass from the first takedown and the Nikolic's first attempt at the takedown in the first round.
But that height of Nikolic, just using the chest to control from the top. Suljkanovic from the bottom, being every bit a nuisance, but that's the space, that's the gap, the clear runway that Nikolic needed to try and get those shots off. There's some heat. Can he work the ground and pound? No. Trying to get mount, trying to work. See if he can get a crank on himself. And in that side control position, being spoiled. This is good work, isn't it, from both players?
It's outstanding, but it's much more, I think, dominance and attrition over time in favor of Nikolic after these first two rounds. Absolutely, we saw some good moments from the red corner in this round, but...
But what?
I'm going to say he's on a 2018 scenario.
Well, you're putting it out there, I have to say. That overhand right is good work from Nikolic, but he's been held in, making a real nuisance of himself off his back, Suljkanovic. Now they get to the upright. A lot of sacrifice there. 2-3 shots. Had to eat something. But the clock against Suljkanovic now. And Nikolic, I think another strong round, Chris.
Very.
Oh, that was a lovely flip. Takes his man down. Well, end of the second. Little bit of entanglement. So again, Nikolic dominating, taking the second round. Back to the drawing board, I think, for Suljkanovic. And just looking at the action there, the opening round, the opening part of the round, good solid strikes from both fighters. A little bit of a mistake there from Nikolic. And he actually managed to make it work for himself off his back, but a lot of grappling, a lot of gyrating.
And that was the closest submission attempt. For example, when you're looking at the scoring, that was by far the nearest submission attempt of that round. You mentioned the guillotine, for example, from Suljkanovic. He had it in the first round, wasn't close. Had it in the second round, wasn't close, right? So again, weighing the scoring, you got to look at Nikolic there.
Yeah. We've come to the third and final. On paper, well, it looked like this could have had an ending in it, but if it does go to judges' scorecards, running ahead, Blazo, Nikolic from Montenegro, fighting blue. His opponent, Dino. Suljkanovic taking some heat on the wire here now from the Montenegrin. Nikolic bringing the heat in the third round, stepping up his game, starting to land the strikes. This is what he does. Opens the round with some heavy, heavy punishing shots and then settles into a groove, causing problems for his opponent. And Suljkanovic, I don't know if he's quite got the combination for the locks here. He's still standing, still trading in the upright, and throws a big overhand right there. Could have made a difference here. Up goes the kick.
The thing is, Nikolic has dispatched every opponent in the first round in his pro career, and so this is a test. This is a management test of strategy. Can you shift the gears? Can you keep the gas in the tank and use it at the right times?
Well, I said at the beginning of this that Suljkanovic was very competitive over the 3 rounds. He can do 15 minutes very well. No sign of the durability slipping away, but he needs something else here. He needs an edge, and I think it's got to be a stopper. Can he land enough heat? Can he do enough damage? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Blazo Nikolic is looking lemon fresh. still creative, still got ideas, and marches in upright, throws these heavy shots. Great escapology from Suljkanovic, but well, now it's gone down. I just don't think, unless he can secure a tap out or a submission, it's going to go the way of Suljkanovic at this stage.
I agree, because again, you know, he got a takedown in the last round, but that's only going to be seen by the judges as a changing of position. The result of the takedown must be considered. Here, it looks like that takedown attempt won't be complete.
So, has Dino Suljkanovic got the resource, got the ability to come up with something that's fresh and creative? Taken down very easily there off the wire, tiredness setting in, and we can see that Blazo, Nikolic, with that spurt of energy in this third and final round, using his height, using the leverage, using power, chest to chest here, but he's got the height to work his way up and cause damage, causing a nuisance like no one's business. Suljkanovic off his back. I've not seen Nikolic manage to get off any ground and pound from this position, but he's posturing.
And a lot of it's been grips. You can see he's super good at making sure he gets the over-under to secure this position, even from half, where we saw it from side control twice. And the problem is those grips were given to him by his opponent. Here we go, arm triangle attempt, Will.
Well, there's the tap out! Where did that come from? Oh, it's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Where did that come from? From nowhere. Miracle choke. What a performance there from Blazo Nikolic. Just from nowhere got the triangle on. Chris, no one saw that coming.
It was so quick. He had that beautiful connection, over under, forced the arm, got his head to the opposite side, and once he had the choke locked up, it was at that point, because he actually did it from far side arm control. Let's take a look at it here. There we go. See, his head's in position. It's quite tight to the mat. Skips over the legs, just enough space to the opposite side. A bridge attempt from Dino, but it wasn't enough.
The flip gave him the leverage. Up and over he goes. Forces his way round and keeps the arm in position. And that just leveraged it up like a pulley system. In went the choke, and that was it. Bye-bye, Pepsi Cola. Hello, holy wine.
You gotta love it. It was perfect decision making, and that was one of the biggest differences that I was seeing here is Nikolic, especially on the ground, where for sure Suljkanovic had his moments. He made the better strategic decisions over time. He didn't take chances. He didn't go fishing without a purpose. Ultimately, that's what grappling for MMA is about. It's gotta be purposeful.
Clean finish, clean round in terms of first, second, and third. And strong performance there from Blazo Nikolic. And, well, the Montenegrin puts in a shift here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a big round of applause, please, for both men. But the end comes after 3 minutes and 21 seconds completed of round number 3. Your winner by way of arm triangle in the blue corner, Blazo Nikolic. And show your appreciation for our runner-up, Dino Suljkanovic.
So celebrations for Nikolic. Great performance, making it 2-0 in FNC. We're going to have a word, hear what he's got to say.
Na večerašnjem popisu borbi, Blažo, čestitke, nimalo lak zadatak u tvom FNC debiju, ali ti si to učinio da izgleda doista lako. Dominirao se i onda i kasnije završio jako teškog protivnika.
Hvala, jeste Dino je odličan protivnik. Kao prvo da se zahvalim svima što su došli da gledaju. Drugo, hvala organizaciji za ovu priliku. Da se zahvalim mojim roditeljima, majki, ocu, bratu i sestri. Da se zahvalim mojoj djevojci Jeleni koja me trpi, momcima iz kluba bez kojih ne bi mogao ni doći ovdje i jednoj osobi, neću imenovati, ali ako išta u životu budem ne borac, nego čovjek, to će biti zbog njega. Hvala.
Blažo, slovio si do sada, nakon impresivne amaterske karijere i 3-0 u profi karijeri kao jedan od najvećih talenata i prospekata na Balkanu. Koliko želiš sada brzo da tvoja karijera ide prema gore i kada ćemo te ponovno gledati u FNC kavezu?
Pa, što se tiče karijere, to ja ću raditi sve što mogu do sebe, pa što mi Bog da. A što se tiče povratka u kavez, ja sam spreman u Sarajevo da nastupam ako bude zdravlje dosta. To jest ako budem zdrav. Hvala.
A dame i gospoda, Sarajevo već za nešto više od mjesec dana, nadamo se da ćemo ga vidjeti tamo. Sjajan mladić, sjajna predstava, Blazo Nikolic!
Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Just outclassing him on all fronts. Ultimately was Nikolic Blazo. More thrown, more landed on all fronts. Bar the kicking, I have to say, although he did land a greater percentage.
Yeah, but you look at the hands there, the numbers are up. Strikes thrown 90, landed 51. You know, huge volume there that within the fray you don't always get to see, but yeah, absolutely. Big numbers there for the man that took the win, Blazo Nikolic.